Just finished up on a 6 mile, just steady aerobic run. We're 72 hours post 70.3 Mallorca. And I just wanted to jump on and try and do another quick video based on kind of those thoughts and feelings a couple of days after the race. I hope you guys enjoyed the video that I put out straight away on race day. That there had a few of my thoughts straight away, how I felt the race went, that sort of stuff. And then yeah, I just wanted to jump on now and kind of giving myself that 72-hour period to kind of travel back from Mallorca, reflect on what I did and what I need to do in the next period. And obviously I'm going to try and keep you guys updated with everything that progresses in the next few weeks. Just finishing my run around the cliffs between Langland and Caswell, and now I'm just walking up through the woods to get back to my house. So it's a bit of an uphill slog to finish off the workout, but yeah, I just thought I'd try and run somewhere different except for just on Swansea Bay. So I will go through swim, bike, run and sort of try and dive into each of them, about what I think, you know, went well, what I think went not so well. But I guess I just paint the picture a little bit. I had COVID about 3 weeks ago. I had 5 or 6 days completely off in bed. I guess my symptoms were pretty mild, but like mild but bad enough to not be able to train. I was kind of like sofa and bed bound and just like fatigued and headaches, and yeah, just not enjoyable. But by no means was I like seriously unwell, but it's definitely knocked me for 6 a little bit. Got the wrong way here. No, I haven't. Trail. Yeah, but no means was it nice. And if you have had COVID and you're recovering from COVID, let me know what some of your experiences are. This doesn't look like much of a hill, but it is like 20%. Just came from down there as well, so it's pretty steep. So yeah, as I said, if you've had COVID, let me know what kind of your experiences were, recovery time. Had loads of people reach out, which has been really nice. And if you haven't had COVID yet, do everything you can to not get it, because yeah, it's not nice at all. So yeah, leading into race day, I was kind of 2 weeks out from the race, and I actually kind of started training a bit for a couple of days, and then I kind of hit like a bit of a down again. Again, like flu-y like symptoms, really bad headache, bit of a temperature, and I was back on the sofa for like 2 or 3 days. And I was literally on the sofa thinking like, look, I'm trying to race a 70.3 in 13 days time. But I don't know, I kind of just, in my head, I committed to doing it. Whether I should or shouldn't have done it is probably up for debate. I think there's like loads of positives I'm going to try and run through in a minute. The negatives is that like the athlete in me was, you know, seriously frustrated. Like the performance was nowhere near what I'm capable of. But in a strange way, that just adds a bit more fuel to the fire, to get myself back into some really good fitness, that hopefully I'll be able to pass on to the races that are going to be coming up in the near future. So leading into the race, I definitely tried to convince myself that I was, you know, in decent shape. I'd kind of done a tiny bit of tempo on the bike, but you know, the body was kind of, I don't know, 75% there. I felt decent enough when I was going easy. I was just a bit concerned about the top end kind of feature. So yeah, I kind of tried to trick myself best I could, and then race day came around, and actually, you know, I was motivated and feeling really good. So yeah, kind of went into the swim with a kind of a goal of obviously just trying to get out the water in the front sort of pack at least. And yeah, I guess that's where, if I take some positives and negatives from each of them, I kind of hit that goal, which is really good. Positives were that like I've done so many years of swimming now that like even though I wasn't feeling good in the water, the muscle memory's there, that it just sort of, you turn the arms over, you tick over, and you kind of you feel not good, but you can kind of still swim at a decent pace, which is really important. Yeah, I guess the negative sides of it were that I just didn't have any like anaerobic power. So like the gun went off and people just sprinted into the water, and although I got away pretty clean, yeah, 100 meters in I was feeling pretty gassed already, which is not what you want when you know you've got like 4 hours of racing to come. So from that respect, I think obviously that's just a bit more recovery needed. Tactically as well, I think, you know, I actually, when I got into my rhythm, even though I wasn't feeling good, I was able to lead out that swim. And I think if I'd just been a bit more tactically aware, maybe made my move a little bit earlier, sort of at the, I don't know, 1200, 1300 meter marker instead of like the 1700 meter marker, I might have opened up a gap of like 30-40 seconds, because people were just sitting in. And I think I should have just made that a little bit harder for people. Transition, zipper broke, dropped my visor, lost time. They're just like little mistakes, and again, hopefully the more races you do, you kind of stamp those out as best you can. Like now, next time I pick up my helmet, I'm going to make sure that the visor's on top of it and not in position, because then I won't be able to knock it off. Yeah, onto the bike. Actually felt alright when, so there's a couple of really like good parts of the race where I felt okay. I felt like tactically I placed myself alright on the first 20k. On the climb, I just didn't have anaerobic power. I just couldn't push up the threshold. Like I'd go up to like mid 350s, 360s, and my legs would just basically say, nah, not today. But actually when I was tapping away at sort of 310, 320 watts, I actually felt really, really strong. And on the flat section at the end, the group that I'd ended up finishing the climb and the descent with a few of the people from the UK, so we had Will, Brett and Harry Palmer in that group, I was actually able to ride away. I think they were being a little bit more tactical for the run portion of the race, but actually that made me feel quite strong and quite happy with how my legs were, how position felt, how the bike felt. So actually, like, again, some really big positives and negatives. My legs just didn't show up on the bike, to be honest, when I wanted them to really push hard. But in terms of like my time trialing ability, I'm pretty happy with that, and that's kind of a nice position to be in now that I'm going to start really building back up. Run, just didn't have anything. Lungs just weren't functioning the way they should. Heart rate was elevated, and actually, you know, I decided probably 2 or 3k into the run that I was just gonna sort of jog it out, but like I guess it's like tempo jogging. I wasn't going like super easy, but like, and I was struggling. I was like, by no means was I taking it easy. I was struggling. But I knocked it back. I didn't force anything. I sort of just hit a bit of a rhythm and got around the race, and I guess that's got me really motivated for the next period of time now. So I was going to race in May a few more times, but now what I'm doing is I've basically changed my plan, changed my season a little bit. I'm going to have the rest of May completely off, and then I'm going to do a half Ironman in Herning, and then my first full distance of this year, and hopefully first full Ironman distance pro race at Challenge at Ironman Frankfurt. So yeah, just banging some good work. I'm going to try and be a bit more sensible in the next couple of weeks. You know, still think the virus is, you know, somewhat in the system, or the recovery phase is still not completely over. So I'm going to be a bit cautious. I'm going to build the volume back up. So aim for this week is just to try and get the volume nice and high, bang that away for a couple of weeks, and then reintroduce a bit of intensity. But yeah, I'm definitely be training more for the Ironman than the half. I think that's what my physiology kind of suits, and yeah, hopefully hopefully you guys are taking a few things from this. I'd be really interested to hear like anything you kind of have picked out from what I've said, anything that you think I might need to look into over the next little period of time. And yeah, again, if you suffer from COVID or return to training or return to racing, all that sort of stuff, and had similar experiences that I've had, then yeah, drop me a comment, and I'll see you at the next one.